It is still Econo Chat. Let's talk business with Mr. Daniel Steinman. Before we went on a break, you did touch a bit on resources. For those who just tuned in, we are talking about growth. Where's the growth coming from? We've been having a lot of talks around liquidity as well, but of course you can go to economist.com.na. You can also find us on the YouTube channel, which Mr. Daniel Steinman would proudly say. Economist YouTube channel name is...
I've got no idea.
You have no idea.
The link is in my computer.
It's in your computer.
Yes, remember I just click on it and it always goes there.
Okay, but of course you can find them on YouTube at Economist NA.
Yeah. That you,
yes,
you just
that's what
search
you can
for.
do.
Yeah, either Economist NA or Economist NAM.
Yes.
They both take you to our YouTube channel.
And there you have your answer.
Yeah, and there we have more than 181 conversations now.
Very interesting. I actually went through it and I actually had to refresh my memory. And it was interesting to listen to the talk. Not to myself, but to the talk. What we were talking about. But of course, coming back to what we are talking today, we are talking about growth. Where's the growth coming from? But the answer is resources.
Yes. Now, what do we mean by resources? In very simple language, it's anything to do with mining. And in formal economics, it is what you call the primary sector.
Yeah.
And the primary sector is living off what God gave us. That is either fishing or agriculture or what we dig in the earth. You know, so it's all the blessings that we got, that we harvest in some way. That is called primary sector.
Yeah.
Because it's the first input in the value chain that eventually produces the economy. And when we talk about secondary sector, that's manufacturing. That's where we take the stuff that was given to us and that we dug out of the soil or caught in the ocean or grew on a farm, and we process it. So that's why manufacturing is the secondary sector. And the tertiary sector, tertius in Latin, number 3, is the services sector.
Yeah.
All the other clever people that you need to make the first two work. And it also includes the government, so I need to qualify clever people. You know, so that is the upper part of the economic pyramid or the sectoral pyramid. So where's the growth coming from? It's going to come from the primary sector. And before I go into the detail there, let me qualify why not the services sector, tertiary at the top, or the secondary sector, manufacturing in the middle. Let's start at the top. The government is nearly 86% of the services sector. So the government is very dominant in terms of the overall economy, but it's like the bull in the china shop when you talk about services. So it's very, very dominant in its sector.
Yeah.
And if you know the whole debate of government debt that we've been embroiled in since 2017, that's not going to go away. So government debt is going to stay where it is, and it means that the government's ability to grow, to contribute to economic growth is very limited. Incidentally, I checked out the official estimates this morning again, and the Ministry of Finance expects the government's contribution to grow by 2.6%. And that is in the whole economy. In the services sector, it will be slightly bigger, or the statistical value will be slightly higher because of the relatively bigger size of the government in its sector.
Okay.
Is it clear what I'm...
It is.
So you have to make a distinction between the ratio of the size of the government's contribution to the whole economy and the size of the government's contribution relative only to its sector, the tertiary sector or the services sector.
Yeah.
And so 2.6% is very modest. I wouldn't say it's nothing, but it's limited compared to what it was from 2010 to 2016. So that's the reason why you will not see the growth there. The elephant there is already big, saturated, grown up, and just quickly in the manufacturing sector, simply because we don't have much local capacity.
Okay.
There's much room for us to grow in manufacturing, but we first need to build the factories.
Yep.
Because our manufacturing base is so small, it means that would also not be the source of the growth, unless the Minister of Mines and Energy, Mr. Tom Alwendu, is successful in getting mining companies to add more local value. This is what the whole debate last week was about.
Yeah.
How much local value is added. So, Elsaby, let's quickly take a break, and then we come back, and then I talk only about resources.
You heard Mr. Daniel Steinman. We'll be back after these.